tulips. Right, as promised, a quick flutorial on the basics of playing this Native American style of flute. It's a flute I'm making for a very nice friend of mine. Hopefully I'll finish it before their birthday. Maybe, hey. Right, so the best thing to do is to start with taking this block off, and we'll start from the beginning. So 6 holes, and then got these 2 holes here. There's actually a block in the middle that stops the air. So the air gets pushed up, goes across that very thin platform there, and then cuts across this knife edge there. So when you put this block on, the block obviously moves about. You might wonder why don't we just stick the block to the wood? Well, as you can see, you get some what they call wetting out in there as you play the flute, and as you get better and better, you want to play longer and longer. You want to be able to take that off and let things dry out. I mean, there are techniques to actually decrease the amount of wetting out that occurs, but anyway, that's another story. So just putting this block on, you want to slide it down like towards the finger holes. You want to slide it down until you're about 1/32 of an inch away from that hole. So you want to be able to see a little bit of the wood. And once you get it in the right place, just tie them back up. And usually I make the ties long enough so you can get them round at least twice. We should do this down here. So yeah, tie them on and push them down. Just in front of that wooden lid. Right, that's it. Check it. So yeah, all good. So right, now some basics on playing this flute. A little intro tuning thing I was playing at the beginning, that's just playing what I call off the hip, from the heart, which is how this flute was traditionally, I believe, meant to be played. And traditionally, well, I believe it never had this hole here. I reckon the Native Americans had these 5 holes, and the old Westerners come along, thought, oh, let's stick another hole just here, because there's a gap, and we can play the major scale. What they should have done really is just retune it so you can play it straight up and down, but it didn't, and hence the complication. But you can play whatever you can play with a major scale, you can play on this flute even without that hole. But to make it somewhat easier, they've included this hole. So I don't know, a lot of politics. But anyway, so basically you want to start playing. Once you've checked the blocks are in the right position, when you play, you're going to keep this third hole down covered. Cover it in another video. We'll talk about using this hole in another video. But right now, let's just keep it covered and get used to playing the pentatonic scale with these 5 notes. When you start playing, you want to, first of all, you don't want to use your fingertips. Some people say, oh, I can get my fingers right in the holes. You know, certain people with very tiny fingers, yeah, you know you are. But they, you know, at the end of the day, most adult fingers will not go in these holes if you use a piper grip, which is that first pad on your fingers, and that's what covers it. And with that, you can get a nice seal on the holes. And it, you know, if you're pressing, you know, you don't have to press so tight, but you know, you do get the little circles on your fingers as you seal the holes up. So again, keep that third hole down covered. we are just going to discount this hole. Let's pretend it's not there, but we're going to have to keep a finger on it. So cover all the holes, piper's grip, as we said, and then you make sure that you haven't got any gaps. So let's now if I had a gap anywhere, it's going to sound flat, sharp, it's just going to sound all over the place. So if it's not sounding very good to your ear, it's probably not the manufacturer. Sometimes maybe it is, but 9 times out of 10 it's not. It just means, you know, you've got a new instrument, you need to practice playing it. It's not quite as easy as some people think. But once you've got all the fundamentals down, this is a great instrument to play. Because once you have got all these holes covered nicely, you can just for now, that's all you really need to be practicing. And until you've got that, it's not really worth trying to play anything or do anything fancy with it. And in fact, you'll start picking up your own melodies whilst you're practicing. Once you get that down, you can do it without any gaps, any hissing, any buzzing, and you keep that third hole covered. These 5 holes, what they call the pentatonic scale, so it doesn't matter how you play them, they'll always tone alike, so they all sound nice no matter how you play it. The only rule is that if you want to play this hole, then you have to uncover the holes below it. The only time you break that rule is when you want to play this hole, you still keep this one covered, but all the rest are uncovered. And then again, if you want to play the top hole, you have to uncover all of those. So that's the only 2 rules. So if you want to play a note, all the other holes below it need to be uncovered, apart from you keep this finger down at all times for now. So just practice. And then, yeah, practice, practice, practice. Keep it slow at first, because fast isn't necessarily better in a lot of things in life. But hey, so keep it slow, nice, slow, smooth pace. And if you want to, as you pick it up, so you think by doing that you're not actually learning much, but you really are, because now once you've got that down and you're not getting any buzzing, then all you've got to do is extend a few notes and you start picking up a little tune. I mean, that's how it goes. So what I mean is you can play but then you could extend some of them notes. incidentally, when you've blown into this flute, you don't need a lot of breath. I've heard people refer to it like you're trying to blow an eyelash from a baby's eye. So you're nice and gentle down the flute. That way you'll retain a lot of breath and you'll be able to play longer notes. So again, just by holding some of the notes longer than others, you start to get some kind of melody going, and starting to get to grips with things. So basically that's all you want to be doing for now. Just practice that straight up and down. Keep that hole covered. Do not lift that finger from the hole ever until we move on to the next section. Just keep this going, straight up, straight down. You want to play this note, this hole has to be uncovered too. You want to play this note, these two holes have to be uncovered too. The only finger you keep down is that third hole down all the time. Keep that covered. Tape it up if you have to, but you better just get used to covering it up with your finger, because you're going to use it later just to play different things. I mean, later on you'll obviously that requires a hole, but right now we just want to get a pleasant tune out of this thing. So yeah, let's have a go at that, see how you get on. Bye-bye.